One of the three biggest myths in the world of men's style is that you can wear whatever you want as long as you're confident. Now, from a technical standpoint, sure, that's true. You can wear whatever you want. And having some level of confidence does make it easier. But if you dive into that whole statement and what it is that people are trying to communicate when they say that, essentially what they're saying is if you have enough confidence, then the costs of choosing to wear something, normally something that's a little bit more out there, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more risky, are going to be mitigated and it's not going to actually cost you anything. Your confidence is going to offset what those costs are. And by costs, I mean the social costs, because what you choose to wear or choose to not wear is going to affect the way that other people interact with you. They're going to judge you differently. They're going to treat you and expect things of you differently. And you may be saying to yourself, I don't care what anybody thinks of me, which is actually the second myth, and we'll talk about that in another video. But when that doesn't mean that the cost goes away, it just means that you don't care about paying it, that you're happy to pay the cost, but it doesn't mean that it just disappears. You take an outfit like this that may be high social cost in one environment or a low social cost in another environment. And the thing that makes this all so fascinating to navigate is that the costs are almost entirely context dependent. So take a gym fit like this. During the time that the Rocky films were being created, this had certain contextual connotations and it read a certain way. This would have read something entirely differently in the 80s. It would have read differently again in the 90s. And even when you think about wearing this in like a coastal city versus being in somewhere middle America versus being somewhere in a different country, all of these different contextual cues are going to change the social cost of a man wearing something like that. And even beyond those bigger macro things, the kind of shape that you're in, what your physique is like is going to change how this reads and what those social costs are for choosing to dress like this. And I don't want you to think about this in the terms of like good or bad or right or wrong. I just want you to think about it within the realm of what's practical. What is it worth for you to pay those social costs for or to get those social gains for? Are you spending or are you investing? What's the ROI on what those social costs are based on what you wear? And this isn't just applicable for dressing up. The same thing happens when you dress down. Whether you're pulling an Adam Sandler and you're going more sloppy than everybody else, or you're just dressing in a way that's a lot more invisible and a lot more downplayed than everybody else, that may gain you things as far as you're avoiding attention, people aren't thinking negative things about you, but it also costs you something in that you're just kind of turning into furniture and you're just disappearing and you're blending into the background. Regardless of how up or down or attention getting or like downplayed your style is, it is going to cost you something socially. And good style is simply going to be the maturity of factoring all of that in and then making the right decisions so that your style communicates what you want it to for you.